All right, everyone, we have Sam Mustafer here with us. We'll go ahead and take questions if you want to go ahead and raise your hand. First question, Dan.
Hey, Sam, how's it going?
Good, Dan. How about yourself?
Really good. We talked to Jermaine last week, and he was talking about some of the cohesion that the offensive line developed down the stretch of last year, those last 6 weeks when you were in there. And I'm curious your vantage point on what was built in that finishing stretch last season and how you feel with this group kind of intact and going forward here at this stage of the offseason.
Offensive line is a unique position in that 5 guys have to be on the same page on every single snap. So anytime you get the opportunity to work together as a unit and just build that cohesion over time, it takes reps, it takes plays, it takes a lot of work and a lot of time, and sometimes more time than we were going to have at the facility. So there's just a lot of time and effort that we put into building a relationship and building trust within the unit so that we're seeing things through one set of eyes.
You obviously have had a chance the last few weeks to work closely with Andy. I'm curious your early impressions of him as a communicator and sort of as that conductor of the offense.
Yeah, I was talking to him today. I think he's 10 years my senior. So, he's played a lot of football in his career. He's been around this league for a while. He understands it. He commands the huddle. Overall, a great teammate, great guy to be around thus far. So looking forward to doing work with him.
Dion?
Hey, Sam, last year being virtual at this time of the year, how much of a benefit is it to be out there on the field right now and getting these reps in, even though it's only June? Just what is the value in that?
Absolutely. Communication is the big key. Just being in person with the guys and learning how each other works. And obviously we don't have pads on, so there's stuff that you have to tempo down or it's not a live look that you're getting, but communication and being on the same page, timing, certain concepts, getting that down. I definitely believe we're at an advantage this year, being able to do that versus last year, just being on Zoom.
Oh.
Hey, Sam. Last year, you were basically on the practice squad at the start of the year. You come back this year as the presumptive starter at center. How different is that for you? How different is this offseason? How different is your preparation? I'm sure it feels better, but just talk about the difference in those two situations, please.
It's for me, it's not really a difference. I've always had the mindset that, I was going to go into an offseason preparing to play football, whether that be on practice squad, whether that be on the active roster, whether it be as a starting center. Each offseason, I prepare with that same exact mindset that I got to be ready to play. And last year, the fruits of my labor were showed. And so I really feel like this offseason more was critical for me to have that live film against other NFL defenses to understand the things that I need to work on and improve on. And, we still got some time left to improve on those things.
And just as kind of a quick follow-up on that, both Matt and Juan have talked a lot about your kind of mastery of the calls and reading the defense and knowing what calls to make. How different is that from the Big Ten, or not the Big Ten, but from top football in college to the NFL?
It's different. You're going to get multiple looks in NFL defenses. You're going up against different guys each and every week, different defensive coordinators where you have to group them in certain categories to understand the looks that you're going to get each and every week. So it's definitely different. And, in college football, there's one game a week. You're only going to see certain opponents one time a year. In the NFL, you're going to see teams twice a year, maybe sometimes 3 if you're seeing them in the playoffs. So it's definitely, categorizing these defenses and the looks that you're going to see and then adjusting accordingly.
Matt Finley?
Hey, Sam, what's impressed you about Justin Fields being around him?
It's been a brief time that I've been able to be around him, but he's definitely confident. I mean, he played at a big time program in college. And he's just a confident guy, very quiet, goes about his work, doesn't really talk or say too much, which is great. I mean, I'm a person who, I love to just do my job, and that's what I like to do. And I think he does the same thing, and I appreciate that about him.
when you see him hit a couple of deep balls like he did today, what could that do for the offense, big picture?
It could do a lot. Obviously we have to protect up front and make sure he's given the ability to make those throws. And no matter who's behind us, we got to do our jobs. And if as an offense we're able to click and do things on the same page, then the sky's the limit.
Zach?
Hey, Sam, was there one thing that you worked on in particular in your game in the off season?
Getting stronger. This offseason was all about, gaining strength. I put on 10 pounds of lean mass. So it was good. It was a great offseason. And now June, July is going to be just trimming the fat down and trying to maintain the muscle that I put on, to withstand a 17-game season and hopefully longer than that.
And last one, Dan?
Sam, where and how did you go about working on your strengths?
Last year, I trained with Olin. This year, did the same. I have a lot of people that I trust, and there's a great group of guys that I'm able to train with week in and week out. And then, just being able to be back in the facility with Loco and the guys, that was critical for me. And, I like to eat, and there's a lot of good food in Chicago. So that was definitely critical for putting on that muscle.
Sam, one last question. Obviously, vaccines are a big topic around the league, and they will be now through training camp. I'm curious what your stance is on that. Are you vaccinated? If so, why? If not, why not?
I received my first shot. I'm scheduled to get the second one next week. I just want to play ball. That's what I love to do. And if getting a vaccine means I'm going to be out there no matter what, then I'm going to do it.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Picked everyone up. Like, it was because
All right, everyone, we have a couple met here. We'll get started. If you want to raise your hand, we'll call on you. Dan?
Cole, how's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm curious, in comparison to 10 months ago when you came out for training camp, where you feel more comfortable, where you feel more skilled as an NFL tight end?
Yeah, I mean, right now, after being a year in the offense and, kind of understanding what, Coach Nagy and Coach Laser are kind of doing with this offense, I'm just a lot more comfortable with it. I'm stronger. I feel like I'm quicker and faster right now. So, just a lot of confidence going in with the offense and in myself.
In what ways do you hope that the offense can sort of feature you in a way that takes your productivity up?
Yeah, I mean, just looking to kind of hit downfield passes and, things like that, getting the tight end involved in that way and, doing things along those lines and obviously, continue to be a presence in the run game as well. So just kind of being able to, set the tone in the run game and then be able to build off play action and be that, reliable target for Andy.
Colleen?
Hey, Cole, just wondering if you can take us through what you did in the offseason to, kind of get ready for year two. And did you work with Jimmy at all in the offseason?
Yeah, so obviously took a couple weeks off after the season was over. And I was actually taking some classes, I'm trying to finish my degree at Notre Dame as well. So took some online classes. And while I was doing that, was just kind of, hitting the weights, getting back in the groove of things. And started coming back in here, middle of March, and then just kind of been doing my thing here. And, I went out for a week and actually saw Jimmy, which was good. And we did some stuff, but just been sticking to it here and it's been good so far.
Adam Johns?
Hey, Cole, I'm curious what your first impressions of Justin Fields are, especially you being a Chicagoan and them taking a a quarterback like that, and then especially from the perspective of another young guy to maybe grow with here in this city?
Yeah, he's been awesome so far. Great teammate, great person. Comes into work every day, with his head down and ready to do the right thing. So he's coming out here every day to be great, and you can see that. And he's learning from everyone and everything that happens. So he's been awesome to get to know and be able to play with on the field.
What was the reaction, the Bears fan inside you? What was that reaction like on draft night watching Fields get selected?
Well, I'm not a fan anymore, so I don't know if I have really that side. But obviously excited for the kid, and it's great. I was in that position last year, and I know how I felt, and it's a life-changing feeling. And he's definitely here, ready to prove himself, and get a good start to his NFL career.
Pat Finley?
Cole, is it weird to be able to see your coaches' faces in practice and personally for yourself? Have you gotten the vaccine yet?
Yeah, weird to see people's face. A lot of ugly people. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, definitely. It was kind of funny seeing people's faces. In regards to my vaccine, I'm going to keep that private. I hope you guys are okay with that, but I just feel like I'm going to keep that to myself.
Mike Berman?
Hey, Cole. There was a point last year, mid to 2/3 of the way through the year where it seemed like you finally found your groove and they were trusting you more, getting you the ball. How did it feel to settle in at that point? And where's your confidence level at coming off of ending your rookie season in a place where you were being more productive?
Yeah, no, it feels good, to be able to end the season kind of like that in terms of getting a lot more snaps and being, more productive towards the end of the season is obviously a really good thing coming into this offseason and going into these OTAs and now this mini camp coming up. So, it's big for me. And, as we've kind of gotten together here, being with Andy and kind of getting, the timing down and things like that. And it's been really beneficial for me. So, I'm looking to build upon what I did at the end of last season and just kind of continue to grow from there.
Dan?
Cole, for you individually, for the offense as a whole, I'm curious what you see as the value of these OTAs as sort of this bridge to kind of get you guys ready for training camp.
Yeah, I think what I've noticed, not having him last year and having him this year is just being able to get timing and, kind of cohesion with Andy and the quarterbacks. Things just even as simple as cadence and, how they articulate in the huddle and kind of what they're seeing. And, obviously the timing of the throws and the routes are huge, but, those are all things that I think have been really beneficial. And I've already seen from day one till now, as being, as a gradual increase and has been really good for me. And, I'm sure for the other receivers as well.
Also curious, as an extension of that, if preseason action comes your way, is that something you want in year two? Is that something you'd take, heart in getting experience from?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I want to continue to grow, and the more reps I can get with Andy on the field and these quarterbacks, it's only going to benefit me. When the regular season comes around.
Steve Leventhal?
Yeah, Cole, I wanted to follow up on something that Dan asked right at the outset, which was, what are some of the most valuable lessons that you think you learned last year that you're going to be able to apply to this year as your second year?
Yeah, I think, one being it's a long season coming up. And, we added obviously the extra, the 17th game. It's a long season and you got to be able to prepare for that. It's, last year after, Thanksgiving, I'm usually done. I was usually done with college and, back in high school, you're done with football. But, you still got, a month and a half left and even more. So I think that's one thing, knowing how to take care of your body during the season is big. And then just things in terms of film and, having a feel for the game is something that is something I'm even feeling right now in practice. Is just I feel more confident out there and things like that. So, between, recognizing coverages and fronts and things like that, those are things that, I've kind of noticed that, I got to be on top of, going into this year too.
Joe Lewis?
Yeah, Cole, this being your second year and you talked about your production and your confidence going up, is there a sense of pressure that you would maybe have on yourself or may feel from fans? And how have you adapted or how are you working through that pressure?
Yeah, I mean, I think our fans are great, but I really feel pressure from fans. I'm here for my teammates, so I'm here just to execute for my teammates on the field and do what I got to do so we can win ball games.
And last one, Colleen.
Hey, Cole, you talked about it being a 17-game season. I don't think we've talked to many players since they officially approved the 17th game. What do you think about adding an extra game to the regular season?
Yeah, I mean, it was part of the CBA deal, so obviously the owners wanted to add an extra game, and it is what it is. And we're here and ready to play it. Obviously, we get to the extra game they had. It was in Vegas, so I think it'll be fun for everybody, and it'll be a cool venue to play in.
All right, thanks everybody. All right, everybody, we have Damian Williams here. Go ahead and raise your hand. I'll call on you. First question, Hub.
Hey, Damian, welcome to Chicago. It's good to see you here.
How you doing? Nice to meet you.
Thank you, man. I'm curious why Chicago? I'm guessing that a player of your ability, I know you opted out last year, but probably had a few choices. What made the Bears the right destination for you?
Oh, man. I can say a lot of things, but really just to sum it all down, sitting out a year and then, coming back, I really didn't want to learn a whole new system, different things like that. So coming here and kind of having the same system, same plays, it was easy for me. And then meeting the coaches, meeting everybody in the building, it was just easy for me.
How have you and David hit it off so far? You and Montgomery and Tariq and those guys?
Oh, man, those guys are hilarious. From day one, they're all smiles, giggles, and jokes. And when we come on the field, we work hard. So, being around those type of players, it makes you want to, it makes you want to come to work and really just have fun.
Thank you, man.
Jason Leisure.
Damian, how much were you drawn to Matt Nagy's ideas of how you could be used in terms of embracing your versatility as a runner and receiver?
Oh, well, with Nagy, like I said, he came from the same system, same place, that I did. So, and we had a talk, I'm going to use you just, how you was using KC as far as putting you out wide, running the ball, just come here being a football player.
Pat Finley.
I'm curious if you've seen flashes from Justin Fields in the limited time you guys have been together that have made you say, wow, and realizing that as a rookie, he's, there are going to be lots of ups and downs at the start, but has there been anything you've seen that's really impressed you?
Actually today, it's funny you say that. He threw a ball today in the cover 2 coverage, and it's a little hole shot that you got to kind of get it in there. And perfect back shoulder, right over the top of the head. It was beautiful.
Was that the left sideline to Bird? Is that what you're talking about?
No, it's not even that one. Actually, it was a different play.
Yeah. And when you see that, does that can you guys start dreaming on what that may be here? Whenever he does get to play.
Oh yeah, you see it in him. He's going to have an outstanding career whenever his time comes. I know he's going to embrace it.
Dan Weaver.
Hey, Damian. Specifically, what all went into your decision last year to opt out? And I'm curious what the entirety of the year was like for you, what you did on game days and just how restless you felt.
Oh man, that whole year was oh man. At first, like I said, I did it for my mom, everything, everybody understood why I did it. But once you got into the season and watching how, it actually, me personally, I'm sitting at home like I hope the season don't go all the way through, especially with the COVID thing, then I won't feel like I missed too much. But now, just being at home and watching it, it really made me feel like this is something, I want to do as long as possible until the wheels fall off. So I know I wasn't ready to sit down at home.
Colleen Kane?
What's been the feeling like the last few weeks, just being back in a practice setting?
Oh man, I feel like one of the rookie kids, man. First day back, just, new guy in the building. So, I'm just embracing it all right now, really.
Okay, Colleen?
Kind of going off Dan's question, I mean, was there a worry when you made that decision that it could affect your career as you were sitting there watching the games and the season play out?
Oh, of course, that crosses your mind because you're sitting there thinking like, oh man, you're sitting at home, you're missing a year out. That affects you at the end of the day, just because you're not out there doing the reps, putting the time in. But that's when you sit at home and you really grind and when no one's watching, that's when you really want to work the hardest. So coming back was really easy.
Chris Emma?
Damian, how do you see yourself fitting alongside David, Tariq, and Khalil? And what kind of role do you feel like you can truly bring for this offense?
Being that, I've been in this offense, I can kind of, give out pointers here and there, but these guys here, they're great. They know what they're doing. So all I can do is kind of give my little vet, my little things, here and there, what I've been through and what I've seen. But other than that, everybody knows what they're doing. So I'm just trying to get in here, like I said, like the rookie kid and fit in.
Back to Jason.
Damian, how much were you able to stay in the physical condition that you wanted to, as far just staying in playing shape? Were you able to do that, or did you have to really ramp up over the last few months to get ready?
Oh, no. So, of course, first sitting out, it was hard for me, wasn't really working out. But then at probably 2 months into the season, that's when I really, kind of just got back into things, jogging and, just not ramping it up like I'm finna go play a game. But, I made sure I stayed in shape, made sure I stayed on my feet.
Dan?
Damian, player vaccination is going to be a hot topic from now through the start of training camp. I'm curious where you lean for guidance, for information in order to be able to make an informed decision on that topic and what decision you have made to this point.
Oh, I really haven't made a decision on that yet as far as, getting the vaccine or whatnot. But, right now, really want to just do your studying on it and seeing, the pros and cons to it. But I think eventually I'll most likely, have the shot.
Where do
you? Sorry, Dan, go ahead.
No, that's okay. I was just curious where you get your information to be able to make that decision.
Kind of just, asking around, looking online. I like to really know what's going on, what's what, before, deciding on, putting anything in my body.
All right, everyone, that's all we have time for. I believe we have Darnell ready. So thanks, Damian.
Thank you.
All right, everyone, we have Darnell Mooney here. We'll go ahead and get started. First question, Dan.
Darnell, how's it going?
Going good. How about yourself?
We'll go back to you.
Well, ask Cole this, and I'm curious, you as a year two player, where comparatively to August of last year, do you feel more
Sorry, Dan, you're cutting off. We'll come back to you. Brad Biggs?
Hey, Darnell, thanks for jumping on today. I'm curious, what kind of feedback you got from the coaches at the end of the season on how the rookie year went, and then what steps you took starting in whatever it was, January, February, to try to start building here for year two.
They told me that I exceeded expectations and that I played very well. To me, I didn't exceed everything that I wanted to accomplish, but going into year two, I just want to be, more of a threat to the defenders and more of an asset to the team.
What steps do you think you need to take to be more dangerous for the offense?
Just sitting down and thinking of creative ways that whatever Coach Nagy comes up with, and he has a creative mind. He plays, and wherever I can be to be in a good position to be a more asset to the team, then I'm willing to take that on.
Mark Potash?
Hey, Darnell, how have you seen the benefits already of experience? Are there plays you can recall last year that you didn't make that you say, now I get it. Now, I'll be able to make them this year, that kind of thing.
Say the beginning part for me again.
What is the benefit of experience? Things you couldn't do last year, plays you couldn't make last year that now, because you know a little bit more, now you get it. Now you can make it.
Extremely benefit. Sometimes then before the play even happens, I can see how it plays out in my head, and then seeing defenders' body language and understanding the defensive look. It is extremely benefit to be able to have that experience in my belt.
Is there a play last year you regret or lament that you didn't make just because you didn't have that experience that you saw you could have made it? You know what I'm saying? That maybe you remember or whatever, recall or lament that just inexperience made the difference.
I can't remember anything off the back of my head, but I'm pretty sure it's a lot of them that I want back that I can't get back, but I can't remember anything right now.
Thanks.
Pat Finley?
I'm curious, what's unique or special about Justin Fields' deep ball from the limited time that you guys have spent together? Coach Nagy today was complimenting the deep one down the sideline to Bird.
It's a beautiful ball, man. He knows where he wants to put it, and it's very accurate. And sometimes if it can get there at the right ball, but he wants it out in front of you, and he'll get frustrated with himself if it's not there. But he's very tough on himself. He's a great player, great person as well, and he's gonna have a good career.
All right, we'll come back to Dan.
Darnell, just to follow up on that question, one of the things that folks lauded about Justin coming out was that he could throw the deep ball in a way that allowed speedsters to use their speed and go chase it down. I'm curious, as a speedster, what your early experiences have been in that regard.
I've caught one or two deep balls from him. And the very first one that he threw up to me, I was smiling mid-route of just seeing the ball in the air and just where it was placed. And like I said, man, he's very accurate with his ball, and he understands where exactly where he wants the ball. So,
also curious, you didn't have OTAs a year ago. Individually, and for you guys as an offense, what do you see as the value of these couple weeks here of getting sort of a bridge built toward training camp?
We got a lot of new guys coming in and just building that chemistry on each other and just being more of a powerful offense this year, of helping out the defense as much as we can, because we know we have a strong defense. And if we're able to put up a lot of points, it will be very, very beneficial for our defense.
Cam Ellis?
Hey, Darnell, back in May, it looked like Jalen Ramsey sort of was talking about you on Instagram, talking about how he can't wait to shut you down in week one. Wondering if you saw that, and then is that almost something that you wear as a badge of honor, like these guys already sort of talking about you in year one?
Man, there's a lot of defensive players this year that's on our schedule. It's a lot of strong defensive backs, man. It's gonna be a good year, a lot of fun this year. I'm looking forward to playing.
Joe Lewis?
Yeah, touching back on that, is there any particular matchup or team that you're looking forward to the most to play?
No, not really, man. I'm just looking to win every game that we have, and I'm looking forward to winning the Super Bowl this year.
You have time for one more, Pat Finley?
What was it like to be able to see your coaches' faces? And on the vaccine front, can you tell us if you've gotten it or if you plan to?
Well, it was good. It was good to see some guys' faces. There are some faces that I've seen. They're more handsome than I thought. But I am looking forward to getting the vaccine. I should be getting it shortly here.
All right. Thanks, everybody.